Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on episode Side Flick. My name is Chris. I'm currently out of town right now visiting a family member for their birthday, but we have so much movie news to talk about, I had to make a side flick for you guys. Some of the stuff we're going to be talking about here today is we finally got the announcement that I Am Legend 2 is happening. We have a new Alien reboot in the works. We also got an update on the new Planet of the Apes reboot coming with Disney, the villain for Kraven the Hunter, that along with so much more, guys. So I'm going to need you guys to give me your opinions with everything we discuss here today, and as a quick shameless plug, if you've seen The Batman, don't forget to check out my spoiler review, and I have a ranking video coming up for you guys very shortly. Without further ado, let's jump into our first news story here, and that is the confirmation of who will be playing the villain in Kraven the Hunter. Deadline here reports Kraven the Hunter, Alessandro Navallo, to play villain in Sony Marvel picture. As of right now in the article, they don't say exactly who he will be, but it's just kind of weird to think about a villain for Spider-Man will have his own villain in his solo movie. I really thought they were going to do the thing where his brother Chameleon, who has already been cast in this movie, will be the villain for Kraven the Hunter, as that would kind of make sense to me, two Spider-Man villains going after each other, but I guess not, and it'll be this random dude. No idea if they'll make him another iconic Spider-Man villain or just some guy who gets in the way of whatever Kraven the Hunter wants to do. I say this every time we talk about the movie, but I'm curious if people are going to show up to this film the same way they did for Venom. I'm going to be there because I've always wanted to see Kraven the Hunter. I just don't know if he's going to mass appeal to the general audiences. Either way, how are you guys feeling on this guy being cast as the villain for Kraven the Hunter, and what kind of storyline do you think he could play into the movie? The next thing here I wanted to talk about is we finally got our look at the villain in the upcoming Batgirl movie. Brendan Fraser, as you may know, will be playing the character of Firefly, and although we had already seen some photos and looks of him on set burning stuff, as that's what Firefly does, we thought he wasn't going to get any sort of costume and he'll just have that persona of setting things on fire, but no, we actually have set videos and up close photos of his Firefly costume, and oh my god, this thing looks amazing. I really like the look of what they did here, even down to the mask kind of having those Firefly eyes, the tank on his back, the way he's just shooting fire. This movie just gets better and better, not to mention we also have set video of Batgirl on her bat bike. It's heavily rumored this movie will be coming out this December to HBO Max, which seems very likely since it will have a Christmas setting for the movie. But man, seeing Brendan Fraser like this as the villain, going ahead and having a real costume, gets me really excited for this film, and I can't wait to see exactly what they did and how this fits in to the DCEU. But you guys see this costume here for Firefly, what do you make of it? Do you like it, or do you wish they would have gone with a different design? Next up here, we have an update on the upcoming Planet of the Apes reboot. Now, if you guys don't remember, when Disney went ahead and bought Fox Studios, that they've now renamed 20th Century Studios, they immediately put to action a lot of movies for reboots and sequels, and Planet of the Apes is one of them. This series is set to pick up as a sequel to the last Planet of the Apes trilogy. That's the ones that Matt Reeves directed that were absolutely phenomenal, so I have no idea how they're going to top it this time. But the update we have here today is that they're saying that they're almost done with the script for the Planet of the Apes reboot and that it is planned to be filmed this year. So that means if they're going to go ahead and film this movie this year, get it shot, all taken care of, we are most likely getting our Planet of the Apes reboot next year. We still don't know exactly what the story will be, but I'm going to imagine they're just going to skip forward several decades into the future after Caesar, spoilers for the last Planet of the Apes trilogy, died. At least that's what I'm assuming, and maybe we could just be seeing what society is like now with the apes that are not at war, and then something bad goes down. The person in charge of this movie is Wes Ball. He made the Maze Runner movies, and I do like them. I just do not think they're to the standard that Matt Reeves had for this Planet of the Apes franchise, but hopefully he proves me wrong. How are you guys feeling about Planet of the Apes looking to begin filming this year? Jumping into a couple of news pieces here that absolutely blew my mind yesterday, and is the reason I wanted to make this side flick, is we got the announcement of a new Alien sequel / reboot. It got reported by the Hollywood Reporter that says here, new Alien movie in the works with Don't Breathe filmmaker Fede Alvarez. And you can't hear it right now, guys, but I am screaming to the top of my lungs and clapping going, hell freaking yeah! Fede Alvarez, if you don't know, is a horror director that has made movies like Don't Breathe and The Evil Dead remake. Those are two really solid horror films, and although he's not a great producer, because he did make the latest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie on Netflix, and Don't Breathe 2, him himself as a director, I have a lot of faith in. And look, the Alien franchise, I know some people have really been loving what they've been doing with the Prometheus side of things, and although it has appealed to me and I do like them, I miss when aliens were scary, man. That's when I really got into the Aliens franchise, and when it was more horror filled instead of turning into this action movie with more philosophical elements. That's cool and all, but come on now, these are aliens trying to kill people. This should be horror. Now, as far as what it'll be about, it did say it will not continue the storyline left off from the previous Alien movie. That's Alien Covenant. I know that's going to make people a lot of sad because there was said to be like one more movie to close off that trilogy. But with Disney now being the new owners of Alien, they're going to want to do their own thing. The only idea of what we have could be happening, it says here, according to sources, Alvarez is a rabid fan of the franchise and casually pitched a take to Scott many years ago. The idea remains implanted in Scott's brain until late last year when he called Alvarez out of the blue and asked him if he was still up for it. Alvarez didn't have to be asked twice. So that's kind of awesome that Ridley Scott, the guy who kind of helms all these Alien movies, was like, you know, I really like your idea for a new sequel. Let's go ahead and do it because Disney just wants to do it. I feel like that's actually kind of what happened, especially since we heard this Aliens movie will be going straight to Hulu. And that makes me a little sad because now we both have Aliens and Predator going to Hulu, becoming straight to streaming type movies. I guess that is the downside of them just making so many sequels over and over in theaters that a lot of audiences are just burnt out to them. But maybe this way they can just do full on gore, not worry about a rating system, and give us a really frightening Aliens movie. I never really worry about the quality too much when it goes to streaming. My main disappointment is that it just won't feel like a big event since it's not going to theaters and it'll be something that's only talked about for like 2 days, then everyone forgets because that's what happens to movies on streaming. And last thing I'll say is I do wonder, since Alien and Predator, both owned by Disney now and being made under their 20th Century studio for Hulu, could they be trying to set up a little Alien vs Predator again, but on Hulu? Man, that would be awesome, but that feels like that should be a theater thing. Either way, I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about a new Alien sequel in the works with Fed Alvarez? And speaking of another sequel that got announced that completely blew me away because I never thought we would get this movie, we got the reports from Deadline that they will finally be making a sequel to I Am Legend. Deadline here reports I Am Legend next chapter, Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan to star and produce together for first time. Akiva Goldsman back to write. Oh my god, guys, who is blessing us with all this great movie news here? I love that first I Am Legend. If it's a movie you haven't seen, I highly recommend it to you guys. It might be a little outdated with its graphics, but it's basically a story about Will Smith being one of the last people after this zombie apocalypse has taken the lives of almost everyone on Earth, and it's just him really trying to find a cure and help humanity out any way he can. And from here on out, I will be talking spoilers about I Am Legend, so if you haven't seen it, maybe go ahead and skip to the next topic. I think a lot of us are wondering, how the heck are they going to bring back Will Smith to life? I know there was an alternate ending where he survived, but they have to stick with theatrical ending that everyone knows, and that's him blowing up at the end of that movie. It could just be that maybe they bring back Will Smith in flashbacks, and whoever Michael B. Jordan is playing could be someone that knew him. I'm not going to say it's his son because I feel like that's just too obvious, but it might be. At the end of the day, if you have Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith in a movie, I want them interacting together, working together. So maybe whatever serums or chemicals Will Smith was working on somehow made him immortal or survive that blast. Other than that, we don't have any other plot details to what they could be doing, but man, bring back that dog if you're bringing back Will Smith. I'm still not recovering from that. Also, if you're making sequels to Will Smith movies, Hancock, it's finally time, man. Superhero movies are all the rage. How do you guys feel about I Am Legend 2 finally happening? Something else that was kind of amazing to hear after watching The Batman is we got the announcement of a new Batman spin-off show focusing on Arkham Asylum. If you don't know, there's already like a ton of Batman shows in the works. We have confirmed the Gotham PD one, where it'll be police officers the first year Batman's around and their experience of witnessing that. Then we have the Penguin series that is going to be his rise to power, and now they're confirming another one that'll be based on Arkham Asylum. I'm not complaining. After watching the Batman, I want to step back into that world now. But Matt Reeves, the director of the Batman, went ahead and said this about what we can expect. After talking about the Penguin series, he goes, so we're doing that, and we're doing another series that connects to Arkham Asylum. We are talking and thinking about the next movie, but to be honest with you, at the moment, I really want the audience to connect with this, and I really believe they will because I think Rob is an incredible Batman. Oh, I agree with you, Matt Reeves. But man, that is exciting, man. A whole show based on Arkham? Would it be the prisoners and we're seeing all the inmates in there? Will we get hints to other big Batman villains and that's how they'll set them up so they don't have to do their origin in the actual movie? I don't want to spoil anything for the Batman if you haven't seen it, but I will say there is a surprising connection to Arkham Asylum and Batman in the film, something I kind of wasn't expecting. Will that be the basis of the show, showing us that history of Arkham and how it was built? That could be really awesome, but we'll have to wait and see. I need to hear from you guys. What do you think of yet another The Batman spin-off happening? Which are you most excited for of the three confirmed right now? But that is all the movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I hope the audio was okay. I brought a different kind of mic. Either way, I just want to thank you guys for being amazing and listening to me talk some movies. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.